Welcome back to another episode of the Pink Juice Pod, guys. I am feeling rough as shit today because I went out last night and I'm so hungover. Never thought I'd be doing this podcast on a hangover, but here we are. The commitment has been made and I'm doing it. And I've got my best friend here visiting, my best friend of 15 years.
Hi guys.
I don't know if you heard that, but she's here. She's not on the camera. She's not in the pod, but she's in the pod, and she's going to interview me today. So she's going to ask me questions about my childhood or just life, really. So she's going to do an interview. That's my best friend. We met. How did we meet? Literally when we were like 13.
Through Tash.
We met through another friend, Natasha, who I was in the same form with in school. And she knew you from primary school, and we met through her, and we've just been really close friends ever since. 13 years, guys. 15 years, guys. 15 freaking years. So we've been through it all. All the highs, all the lows of relationships of men. You've seen it all. You've been through it all.
You've been through the works.
We have. We really have. We really have.
Great.
So we've grown up together.
Grenoble Park, because she left me and moved to the other side of the world.
Yeah, but now she's here visiting on the other side of the world, and then I'm gonna be home.
And you're coming back.
So yeah, and hopefully we can go on some double dates together.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah, and we'll have great stories for the pod.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so we had a bit of a wild night last night. I'm a little bit hungover. We went to some backpacker bars. I kissed a boy. I kissed a boy that was younger than me. Oh my god. I never thought I'd be saying this, but yeah, I kissed a boy and he was younger than me.
He was hot though.
He was hot.
He was really hot.
He was really hot. It was fun. But I did not prepare at all for these episodes. Like, she just came into the studio today and I was like, Ellen, I want you to see the studio, have a look. And then literally I've been sat down here like, I don't know what to talk about. So then I was like, okay, why don't you interview me? Because I did originally want you to come on the pod, but you were like,
I'm too
shy, which is so fine, because it is quite an overwhelming experience sat in this chair and all the lights at you and like your microphone. So
it's going to be on the spot.
It's going to be on the spot. So let's get into it.
Okay, first question. What did younger Gabi think she would be doing at this age?
Oh, that is a good question. I don't know. I honestly...
And I think 10-year-old Gabi, 17-year-old Gabi, 20-year-old Gabi.
Oh my god.
The differences of what you probably expected from yourself at all these different points.
Okay, well, I think the 10-year-old Gabi, I have no idea. I thought maybe... I really wanted to be a pilot, so I thought maybe I'd be a pilot. The 17-year-old me genuinely probably thought, okay, I'm going to be married, have kids, have a husband.
I think 17-year-old you was really pilot orientated still.
Yeah, I think the 17-year-old me was still probably...
You've done some really good travel. You've done some really good travelling, and I think that you really liked the idea of being a pilot at that age. Maybe it was still the pilot way. That was like the first time I came to Thailand as well. So like when I was like 16, 17, so I knew that I'd definitely have some sort of traveling in my life. I never thought I'd be running a travel business or like living abroad. But yeah, I think I've always wanted to be a pilot. Fun fact, guys, I've actually also flown a plane. For my 16th birthday, my parents got me a flying lesson. So I flew a little Cessna plane from England to Wales and back. So that was little 16, 17-year-old me. But I think I definitely thought like, okay, I'm probably going to be married and have kids at that point. Because I feel like that's just what you see, like older people, like 28 to a 17-year-old is like old. So old. I was just about to say, I thought that this was like ancient, this age.
Yeah, and also that was the age where like my auntie and uncle had my little cousin, Amelia, who is now 11. So, and my auntie was 27, 28 when she had her. They obviously just bought a house together. My auntie and uncle, I'm really close to like that side of my family. So I just thought, okay, that's probably what I'll be doing as well. What's the other age?
Let's do
because I think this will be quite interesting, after uni, so like 21. So you finished your degree, 21, 22?
Okay, so I thought that I would probably be a psychologist. Like, I definitely, because that's what I did at uni. I did psychology, so I thought, okay, just gonna go be a clinical psychologist. And to be fair, even at that point, I always wanted to have like my own office, in terms of like have my own clients as a psychologist. So I do think I always had like a little bit of like an entrepreneurial side inside of me. But yeah, I definitely thought, okay, I'm gonna be a psychologist working with clients, therapy, and I definitely thought I was gonna marry my ex-partner.
The XX.
The XX.
The XX. Big up the XX.
Big up. Like, I'm quite blessed. I only have one ex that was like bleh, horrible, but most of them I actually wouldn't say many bad things about. But yeah.
That's nice. You actually you've never really had an awful taste in men.
No,
I had one small spark, and it was quite short-lived.
Yeah, and it taught me so much, and that was when I was 18-ish.
Yeah, that was a good life lesson though.
That was a very good life lesson, because I was with... Well, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's dive straight in.
So yeah, I was in one relationship when I was around 18, and I was really young. And this guy was not very nice to me. He was basically cheating on me for like 3 months of the time that we were together, and I had no clue. And it was so traumatic. To this day, I feel like I still hold a lot of like anxiety around that. But I've worked so much, it has just taken me quite a long time. But yeah, and I didn't know at all. And then when I found out, we kind of broke up. But then I got back with him. Like, he was just like a classic narcissist. But at the time, like, I didn't know. But the reason I got back with him was because I feel like he made me believe, and I allowed him to make me believe that I was like so worthless, and that there was nothing out there for me, and that was the only option for me. Because in my head I was just like, well, I just had zero self-worth, and yeah, that's how I felt. I just felt so worthless because of what he did to me.
I think that's a really common way that men can make you feel like, and I don't know whether that's like in their intent.
Yeah.
How would you recommend younger women, or women of any age, or do you think as you get older it's harder because you know yourself a bit more for someone to have that influence on you?
Yeah.
But what advice would you recommend to younger people or people of any age to try and avoid that happening, to try and like acknowledge the signs and stop it before it gets to the point where it can really affect your self-esteem?
Do you mean stop someone from cheating?
No. Stop someone from having so much value that they drain your value out of you.
And they make you feel worthless.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's...
Because you can never stop anyone from cheating, that's on them.
Yeah.
It's never on the that's the cheater, not the cheatee.
Yeah.
Always their fault.
Oh, that's a really tough question.
I think it's... Because I felt like that in relationships. Like, I think it's easy to feel like that.
I think that's something that... I don't know, I think that's a really tough one, and it just depends on how much self-awareness you have as a person. But I would always say go to your support system and your friends and your network, because when you're in that stage of, you're in a bubble, right? It's like you've got this bubble or cloud over your head of these emotions that you probably cannot clearly see because you know everything's just bubbling up, whereas people around you, people that love you in your support network, may be able to pick up on those certain things. And yeah, I would always say, like, fall back on your support network and speak to your friends, open up to your friends and your family as well.
If you feel embarrassed to tell your friends or your family something that your partner's done, it's usually not okay.
Yeah.
So even if you can forgive them, you know deep down because I did that. I didn't tell a lot of people a lot of things from my last relationship, and I think that that's a key thing.
Yeah. And it's hard because when you do feel that way, like, your friends are, no one is a mind reader, right, at the end of the day. So people are never going to know exactly what you're going through, but it is hard. And I do just think, like, sometimes you do, like, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and, you know, sometimes you do end up going out of it. Some people it might take less time, some people it might take longer, but ultimately I think if you have a good support network, you will. It might take certain people a bit longer, like I say, but ultimately you will, because you'll get so much love from the people around you that it will eventually just click and become apparent, like, okay, maybe this person is not right for me, right? But yeah, and like, I got back with that person and it was hard, but actually a lot of like, I had a very good support system, and I think also what actually helped is people allowing me to make my own decisions, almost, in a way. Like, there was none of my friends, none of my family could stop me from getting back with this person. Like, they could say, you know what, you're worth so much more, but that was something I had to do myself, and I had to make that decision to then come out of it on the other end. And when I did get back with him, stay with him for a few months, it was like a light bulb moment. All of a sudden I just woke up and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I got up, I left, and I still to this day have not spoke to this person. And it was just so traumatic, but at the same time, like, I'm glad, I'm grateful and blessed that it happened at a young age, because well, I don't know, I don't have that experience now, so I don't know how I would have dealt with that. Maybe better, maybe worse, can't comment on that. But yeah, wow, that's deep.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Before him though, you had like quite safe, nice childhood, like when we were young boyfriends.
Yeah. Well, how old was I when I had like my first boyfriend? Okay, so like I was young. I was a boyfriend girl.
You're such a lover girl through and through, has always been.
Yeah, I am a lover girl.
This is the longest I've ever known you single.
Yeah, maybe. Like,
Yeah, like properly
single.
Yeah.
What, maybe like 6 months?
Yeah, no, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it is.
So I had my first boyfriend at 15.
No younger?
14, 15? No, I think probably 15.
No,
14,
I think you were a bit younger, because I think we broke up with him when we were like 15.
We need to give, like, should we make up some names? Because we can't use real names.
Let's call him Dylan.
Dylan.
Is that your cat's name?
Huh?
What was your cat's name?
Avid.
Avid, I know.
No,
I think
Dylan. But then that's going to be so confusing. Let's call the first boyfriend, let's give him a nickname, like we always do when we date, you know, we give, the narcissist.
Rugby boy.
Rugby boy, great. So there was Rugby boy, and he was
a little rugby face.
Yeah, and he was such a kind person, still is, like, no bad word to say about this. That was like such like a puppy love relationship.
Yeah, he's still a really good person.
Oh my god, wait, he's literally just got a text message from Rugby Boy.
Rugby Boy is travelling, so we might go for dinner with Rugby Boy, which shows...
Rugby Boy, yeah.
It shows how well Rugby Boy is a first love.
Yeah, but also like school friendships, similar groups and stuff like that, like just like a really nice person. And then there was horrible...
Oh, I hate him. He to this day still...
Player boy. How would you describe him?
A cretin.
No. No.
And this is why I can't be on a podcast because I'd get cancelled, but he's a cretin. Disgusting.
No.
Gross. The cheetah.
Football boy. He was a football boy. He was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was. Football boy.
I think that's been like polite for him.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about like, you know, football boy. And he was a player boy also. Massive player boy.
No idea how.
No idea how,
He didn't
but
speak.
he's married now, though, I think.
Yes! Oh my god, I saw that. Good luck to her.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
I hope
Savage.
He's a better person now.
Yeah, so he was... I actually think he destroyed a lot. And that's when things started fucking up for me, actually.
Yeah.
Because he was a player. He was manipulative, for sure. So manipulative, not just with me, multiple girls.
In the same friendship group as well.
In the same friendship group.
And he did it he tried to do it in our year, it didn't really work. And then the year below.
Oh, it's always the way.
He was awful to some
But the girls love a guy that's like year above them in school. Like there's something around that, isn't it?
I never liked him, guys. I don't even think I said hello to him.
Yeah, so he was quite a traumatic experience.
Short-lived as well.
Very short-lived.
I think if you weren't in school with him, you wouldn't. He only had it with people that he went to school with.
Yeah.
Because we went to separate schools, so I never understood him.
Yeah, so he was a player boy. Football boy was player boy.
And then there was year above boy.
There was year above boy.
He was a nice boy again.
He was also a nice boy, but that relationship was very much like, I felt like
You needed safety after.
Yeah, and also like we there was a big connection, but it wasn't like romantic. But I think I didn't listen to myself and my gut and my intuition, and I sort of got into a relationship with someone knowing deep down like I didn't really like them, as awful as that sounds. And I'm not really sure like why did I do that. I think I felt so much of this pressure from the outside world, because I did actually have a lot of pressure from a lot of my girlfriends, like, oh, he's such a nice boy, and I think I was like, I must have associated, well, he's a nice boy automatically makes him a good partner, which now as women we know that a nice guy does not necessarily mean a good partner, a good relationship, right? But back then when you're so young, what, like 17?
Yeah, we were young.
You just don't know. So I think that's why, and like we were really aligned, like we had similar hobbies, similar interests, so yeah, but that was also pretty short-lived.
Yeah, he was a good lesson as well.
He was a good lesson. He was also a good guy. What nickname should we give him? The year above boy. The year above boy. So we have rugby boy, football boy, year above boy, and then
the long term.
That was the long-term relationship, which was the one that cheated on me.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
And he was also a little bit older, like 2-3 years older.
Well, we can call him the narcissist.
He was the narcissist. Well, this guy we can call him the cheater.
The cheater.
The cheater, because so like the cheater. This was the cheater, and we actually met on holiday in Malia. So this was on my first ever girls trip that I went on with 3 other girls in Malia. Obviously, we were like 17. We were 17 actually. We hadn't turned 18 yet. And I was going out with your above boy, and oh my god, this feels so vulnerable to admit, but I'm gonna have to say it. But I actually also did the cheating. I feel so much shame even to this day talking about it. But I was with year above boy, and I was in a club with the cheater, and I literally just like kissed him and then pulled away, and I was like, okay, I have a boyfriend. And then when I got home, me and the year above boy broke up, and I still hold so much shame deep down around that, but like I need to be transparent, like that's not something I can fucking hide.
No, and you know what you told him.
He found out from the friends that I was travelling with, my bestest friends, before I even got a chance to tell him directly myself. So that was, but that's something we don't need to unpack.
Okay.
But yeah, so.
But you know what? It was a good lesson at a really young age.
Yeah, it was a huge lesson for me.
Yeah, of how to pick a partner.
How to pick a partner.
And like, just as you said, just because they're a nice guy doesn't mean that they're the guy.
Exactly, and. I just always like, I actually have had someone say this to me once, like, well, if you cheated on someone, then because I cheated on someone, I kissed someone and then I pulled away, and then the next relationship I went to, someone was cheating on me,
So I think that's also why I probably got back with that person at the time, because I sort of, I don't know, in a weird way, maybe I thought I deserved it. But I do think, like, okay, kissing someone, realising you've done something wrong, pulling away, and, like, wanting to end that relationship in a respectful way and
Also,
be transparent is completely different than someone living a double life for 3 months, completely, like, seeing me 1 hour and then the next hour seeing another girl.
Yeah, I think it is a completely different.
Yeah.
It's not, like, the two's a little bit incomparable. You were 17, you went on a girls' holiday, probably drank a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done it, no condoning of cheating. You kissed, felt bad about it, you felt guilt about it, you weren't, like, really offending. This man was the cheater, he was older, he went out of his way to continuously do this and have a disregard and a lack of respect for both women that he was doing this to.
But yeah, and this other woman obviously knew he was with me, and I just had no clue. I felt so...
Oh, she knew?
Of course she knew he was with me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she knew. She knew.
Oh, God, that's awful.
And she was his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, God.
I know, I can't believe, like, but you know what? It happened. It's a part of my story. It's a part of my journey. It has led me to where I am. So there is rugby boy, football boy, cheetah boy. No, rugby boy, football boy, year above boy, cheetah boy, and then we go on to
Big X.
The big X, the 4-year relationship.
4-year boy.
The 4-year boy, and he was like kind of the love of my life at the time.
That's really cute to say. That's really nice.
Yeah, and to this day, I also, no bad word to say about 4-year long-term boy.
Yeah, he was
such a good relationship. Still say hello, see each other, say hi. No bad blood, no nothing. We just ultimately weren't aligned. I think ultimately, like, we just wanted different things.
I think you were also so young when you got together.
Agreed.
And I think you just outgrew the relationship.
Yeah.
You know, he bought a flat, you wanted to go travelling, you, like, again, he was, what, 2 years older? 2, 3 years older?
About 3,
3
4?
years older? 3, 4 years older?
Yeah.
So, like, he was at a point where he bought a property, he was ready to move on, and you kind of wanted to explore this world. You didn't want to be trapped in one place.
Exactly. And I didn't know who I was. Like, neither of us knew who we were. Like, we were just so young. And again, it was one of those things that I felt like I had to be in that relationship because that's kind of what you do. And I can't even imagine what my life would look like now had I stayed in that relationship. I think I would have been very, very unhappy. Yeah. And I was very unhappy in that relationship. And I built resentment against him because... Towards the end, because I didn't understand myself, I didn't know myself, I didn't know how to communicate in a relationship. I was classic anxiously attached person, and unfortunately I wasn't kind to him at times, which again is something I hold a lot of shame about.
Well, out of your own frustration, that was, you weren't like ever unintentionally unkind. It was just out of a place of wanting more and not knowing how to get it, and him not being aligned with that.
Exactly, that's it.
It wasn't malicious unkindness.
So he was just a great person, and then there was Crypto Boy.
Yeah.
Crypto Boy it's still fresh. I haven't done an episode about situationships yet, so maybe I will do that at some point. But Crypto Boy was a situationship man. I felt like the most love I've ever felt in that relationship, even though there wasn't really like a relationship label, but definitely felt the most like, okay, this is what love is. Whereas I think previously I thought I knew what it was.
Do you believe about the 3 different loves?
Okay, I was just thinking about this, right? So there are 3 different loves, apparently. The first love is your young love. The second love is your lesson.
Yeah, chaotic, horrible, normal.
And then the third is like your real love. And I think he taught me so much about like how to be a woman, how to be feminine, how to be a partner, how to just so much. Like, I'm just so grateful for him. Like, I think I will always have that, like, that kind of love for him. I don't think that ever really goes away. Well, I don't know that. Do you know what I mean?
What is your opinion? Because I think we both have this attitude, which I think is quite strange. I don't, apart from like obviously the cheater and football boy, we've never had it where like we would just completely cut contact with, like, you cut contact with an ex, but like if you bumped into someone, you would say hi and you would catch up with everyone. And like if they really needed you and they rang you at the end of the day, you'd pick up the phone. I've done it as well. Yeah. And I struggle while I've been dating when people say like, what's your relationship like with your ex? And I'm like, yeah, no hard, like there's no hard feelings there. Like he's a good person, he wasn't for me. Yeah. And I think people, when you're dating, don't like that, because I think people class like the ex as being a situationship or someone to go back to. Or so how would you feel if you had a new partner and they, I think friends is a loose word, but like amicable and nice with their ex?
I personally think that's a really green flag.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think if you have an ex and you ended things on good terms and you're able to speak about that relationship very like maturely and be kind about that person, I think that's a green flag. Like for me, a red flag is someone being completely awful and negative about their ex, because that to me is like people do that to protect their energy, right? That's not a person that's healed. And even to this day, like I don't even really, even the football boy and the cheater boy, like I don't waste my energy talking about how much I hate them and how much of a dick they are, right? I've accepted that that's what happened, right? And I'm not going to waste my energy. I've healed a lot from those experiences and those situations. Yeah. However, they're not my most recent relationship exes, right? But I also know, like, because the most recent like situationship, right? It was a dynamic where it was very much like, we're so in, this is amazing, and then it was like, we're not speaking to each other for 3 months. Something might have happened, and usually within those 3 months, I have been a little bit like, oh, he's a dick. Blah, 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 right? And it was because I hadn't really healed. Whereas now, we've gone through so much, I have a lot more of an appreciation for him, because I'm going to take those lessons into my next relationship. So, I think that's a green flag if someone can speak about their ex in like a nice, positive way.
I think that I think the saying there's a fine line between love and hate is so true and agreeable, because I think that, you know how you said when you weren't speaking you'd be like, oh, he's a bit of a dick, you'd have negative feelings for them, and I think that's just a natural human response of falling out of love with someone, because love is such an intense emotion. I think it is that kind of, you hold space there for them, so the emotions are still intense, and then as it subsides you remember the good, but sometimes to fall out of love with someone you have to remember all the bad. Yeah. And that's where the fine line between love and hate comes.
Yeah,
and
that's
I think,
so true.
Yeah, I think it's really true, and I think hate's a really strong word, and I wouldn't ever say I hate anyone. Yeah. But I think there has to be a period where I allow myself, after I've come out of a relationship, to be really angry at them and to call them a name if I want to.
100%.
But then after, when the dust is settled, there's no love lost there. Yeah. In regards to, like, you know, you've had them a big part of your life, they, you know, you care about them, you care about their family, you care about their well-being, you care. I don't think that goes away. And for me, I would say a big red flag is if a guy has a lack of accountability with his ex. Yeah. And just slates them.
Yeah. So. Well, it's a protective, it's like you say, it is something you have to experience when you go through that breakup, if it's something that you need to, because you have to protect yourself. And that is what we do to protect ourselves, you know.
If a guy says that a girl is a psycho, then I think, what have you done to make her be like that? Yeah. I'm guilty at, like, if he's got multiple exes and he's never the problem. Yeah. And he consistently badmouths. Yeah. But then would you be comfortable if they like still saw each other? If they went for a drink every now and again?
No. Fair. Hell no. My man only has eyes for me and time for me.
What if they had like mutual friends and was occasionally at the same events?
That's a tough one, actually. I don't know, because I've not been in that situation. I honestly don't know.
Because I will probably have that with my ex. And it's a hard one to navigate.
It is a hard one to navigate. And I don't know, in all honesty, I don't know how I would cope in that situation. I think it would just be something I would need to have a really honest conversation with my partner about.
Yeah.
If that happened.
And I suppose also considering the ex as well.
Yeah.
It's like if you wanted to get, like, say you had a wedding and for some unknown reason the nice ex, that's because there's more chance of him having a crossover.
Let's say Crypto Boy, the most recent boy, if I went to a wedding with my new partner and he was also there, that is a scenario that could potentially happen in the future. Then but then I don't know, because what if they bring their partner as well? Do you know what I mean?
So that's fine, but like say it's like a wedding, I think is a bit different, but say it's like a birthday, a mutual friend's birthday, and you've got a new partner and you maybe know that Crypto Boy could have potentially not moved on, and do you still consider his feelings, or do you take your new man and you're just like, because that's where you're prioritize?
Always prioritize my current partner, always.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I can't be responsible for my ex's feelings. That's on them.
Yeah.
I'm not in a partnership with them. That's something they have to deal with. I have to work on prioritize my relationship and my partner. Yeah, that's so interesting. I've not thought about that, but I've never been in a situation like that. So
it's hard. It's interesting because I think when from dating this past year, when you say that you don't like hate your ex and you don't really have anything bad to say, men seem to find that so confusing.
I don't know. I don't really personally. For me, if I'm going on a first date with someone, I don't really like to talk about previous relationships. Not on the first date.
I agree.
On the second date, just because for me, I'd rather get to
know them without.
It doesn't, like, for me it's like, okay, a first date, it has to be a little bit deep to get to know that person, but not too deep that you've almost lost like fun and spontaneity. Because for me, a big part of like a first date is like, okay, can I have a laugh with this person as well? So for me, it's quite like a fine line between, okay, I need to know enough about you to understand, like, okay, are you vulnerable? Like, a little bit vulnerable, but there's a fine line between like revealing too much. So personally, I would not want to ask someone about their previous relationship on a first date. That's something I would probably ask on like a second date, but I would ask them like, what have you learned from your previous relationship?
Yeah, I agree. What would you do if they asked you on the first date?
I've thought about this a lot, actually.
I never asked it.
If someone asked me what I learned from my previous relationship, that's really hard. I've thought about what I would answer if someone said that. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't recently had many second dates, so I've not got to this stage of asking this question. I think my biggest lesson, okay, let's do three. The three biggest lessons from my previous relationship. The first one was Crypto Boy really, really taught me how to be with a successful, high value man. For sure. He also taught me that I have to just let that person be themselves and accept them for who they are, and just let them. And the third one would probably be like, I think just like to be feminine and to really think about like my own values, what I value in life. Like for me, I'm someone that like, I do want a man who is a leader and can lead the partnership, the family, and is that provider and protector. And maybe that is what a lot of people would say a traditional way of thinking, but that's my value and I'm not going to settle or compromise on that. And we were both very much aligned in that sense. Whereas previously, I think I used to think that I have to go with like whatever society says, and like the whole, be independent, don't need a man and all of this, which I do also agree to an extent. I don't need a man, right? But the man that I do choose to be for me, I do want him to be the leader of the family. I want to know that he can make decisions for the good of me and my family and our partnership. And I think previously to that, I didn't really think that way. So those were like the three biggest things I think he taught me. Not in like a specific order, right? They're just my biggest takeaways.
What would you say? So you're not long into chapter 28 of your life.
I know.
What was your best lesson of 27? Chapter 27?
Oh my god, my best lesson of chapter 27? I don't know, actually. I really don't know. Well, like, relationship-wise?
Anything. It can be anything.
I think my most recent lesson is just that, like, how important it is to work on, like, your peace. Because, like, anything to do with, like, your nervous system impacts every single freaking area of your life. Your work, your finances, your relationships. You need to really be nourishing that all the freaking time. So I would say that's like the most my biggest recent lesson.
Okay. That chapter in chapter 28?
In chapter 27, I would say.
27.
And I'm still learning I'm still very much on that journey. Like,
yeah, it's a big journey.
It's huge. But yeah, from relationships, that's a tough one because it was so hard to walk away from that situationship. Like, so freaking hard, because in some ways he gave me so much that I've always wanted and dreamed of, but deep down, like, cause and values, I guess, were not quite.
I think he widened your view.
He massively did, yeah.
He made you more open-minded to partners.
Yeah, and he just made me feel soft. I've never felt that with a partner before. Like, just to be able to just, like, I just felt soft, you know. And I think a lot of women do crave that, and to walk away from that feeling that someone is, it's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I knew that because we were not aligned on quite a lot of core values, that I would end up resenting him. And I probably did to some extent start towards the end of that relationship. Crypto boy.
How did watching relationships growing up influence the way you love and connect with people now?
Oh my god, that is deep.
Big question.
That is a big question. I'm not sure I can go into that.
No? Okay, fine.
If I'm going to be honest. Because that's still something I'm learning and navigating about.
Okay, that's fine. If you could relive one day from our childhood, what day would it be?
Oh, it would probably be a day with my nana.
Fair. That icon, she was iconic.
Yeah, my nana was so iconic. She sadly passed away. How many years ago now? 2018?
It's crazy.
I know. But yeah, probably a day with my nana. She was an angel.
She was an amazing woman.
She was an amazing woman. She'd be so proud of me right now.
What's a personality trait you've had as a child that has never gone away?
Oh, I think my stubbornness. Yeah, my stubbornness, I would say. But I don't know. I don't feel like I have quite like a very. It can sometimes be a little bit toxic, but I'm very like firm with my opinions, my thoughts, which is why I'm doing this podcast, right? So I think that's something I've always had as a freaking child that's not gone away, and I actually don't want it to. Like, I actually really like that part of me. It's just about like having control over it.
I have two final questions.
Okay.
They go with each other. The first one is, what do you think younger Gabi would think about older Gabi now?
She thinks she's so fucking cool. Like, I genuinely think she'd be looking at me like, you are so cool. I honestly think she would. She's like, you're traveling the world, you have a podcast.
Okay. And what is something that you, as Gabi now, if you could go back to Gabi at any point in your life so far,
yeah,
you would go, A, what point would you go back to that, and B, what would you tell them?
I would honestly go back to the uni version of me, the one where I was like living with girls, and I would say to her, do not give a fuck about what people think and just do your thing, because I cared way too much about what people thought of me, especially in like that second year of uni when I was in a house living with other girls. And I think I just cared way too much about what people think, and I didn't do certain things like maybe hobbies or I don't know, whatever, because I cared so much about wanting to be cool. So I'd go back to her, I'd shake her, and I'd be like, go out there, do it, do whatever, and don't care about what other people think.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so that brings me to the end of the pod, guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me so much. And we actually have a ritual on this pod as well, so we have a question. I have a question for you.
Oh, okay, ask me.
What is something that you do to fill your own cup?
Exercise.
Yeah, any kind of exercise. Like, what really fills your cup?
I walk, especially when I'm as hungover as this. Moving my body.
Yeah.
I'm quite basic, I would say. Like, I like the gym, love the gym. That makes it's my little safe space. Going on a walk and seeing friends. I've got amazing friends.
Yeah.
I've got the most amazing people in my life. Spending time with my family, spending time with my friends. My cup overflows.
I love that.
I'm so lucky.
Your cup overflows with abundance.
Yeah, I am so blessed. Clearly, I'm in Thailand.
Yes, that's
on a holiday to
amazing.
visit a friend that, 20, 30 years ago, people would have dreamed
I
to be able to do
know.
this. You would have moved to Thailand and never heard from each other again.
I know. What the hell did people do without social media?
But yeah, social media, phones. I think it's a great
Wi-Fi is the best thing to ever have been invented.
Yeah,
How could we live without Wi-Fi?
it's crazy. I feel like my cup is very, very full.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and thank you for interviewing me.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, guys, please make sure to subscribe, like, and follow. Is that what people say? I don't know what people say. Subscribe on YouTube and follow on Spotify and Apple Music so that I can get more juicy pods out to everyone.